My body, my body, my matrix, my mate. Welcome here. I'm Henrik, and this channel is about rising the consciousness, being more aware of who we are and where we are heading. The last time I was speaking, we focused on blessing the matrix around us. And I would say the matrix has been our learning space, a video game, a holodeck, and now we're turning the game into the game of finding the way out of the video game to remember how to lift off the VR headsets. I had the opportunity to try this method of blessing the matrix in real life, so to speak. And I mean, that is, of course, the purpose of these exercises, that we should be able to use them in our daily life. And it's been kind of a heavy Christmas season for me. My car broke down and I was like, didn't know what to do. And I ended up going by train, which hasn't happened in a long time. But that was a nice experience, except for one thing. Uh, there was a toddler in front of me on this train ride that was screaming very intensely. Uh, and that is very hard for me to cope with. So otherwise, when I've been experiencing that before, I have often just focused on the child itself and sending blessings and so on. It has sometimes it's worked and sometimes it has not. But I thought I would do the same thing as we did last time. So I started blessing the the matrix around us, around the child and around all of us that were sitting there in the train carriage. Just focusing on love blessings to the grid work that was kind of holding the space for all of us in our matrix. And I noticed that it worked almost immediately. Um, so so I was kind of happy. But then another child started screaming, so I had to do it again, and I succeeded again. It's kind of hard not to focus on the child itself, uh, uh, but if you can just focus on the grid work around the situation, so to speak, it seems to be quite an efficient way to calm everyone down, to create an harmonious space for everybody in there. And then a third child started screaming, and with such rage that it was really, really hard to focus on anything else. And I thought, I will not make it. But in the end, I did. And what I've been pointing out is the focus. And I think that is actually crucial. Not not focusing on what is in any way irritating or disturbing in any way, but to focus on what is holding the space for what is happening. That's my theory, anyway. And I succeeded also with this very angry third child, so that was really nice. And it was nice for the children too, of course. I mean, they are not happy when they are screaming. And I actually think I got the feeling that they were pointing out where there needed healing, where the matrix needed healing. So, so that was kind of an interesting thought, anyway. Yeah. Um, and what I also realized was that in doing this work, I changed my own frequency in a big way, which then, of course, will help me readjust the reality around me to a nicer place to be in. So you can look at it that way too, of course. And so we can make that choice to stop blaming the matrix or the world or the universe for all the evil that we see in it, or the evil small children. No, I'm just kidding. Um, we can start loving and blessing the matrix instead. As we start blessing the construct of our matrix, we're also blessing our own body and all the bodies of all others around us. And this is where we start seeing the matrix as our creation, not something that has been imposed on us. It's something that we created to be able to receive the uncompromising response to our thoughts, whether conscious or unconscious, and the frequencies behind them. And then we can see that it's a super efficient way of learning how to create from the heart. And with that, then gaining the total awareness of what kind of creation that will be the outcome of the specific thoughts that we utilize in our process of creation. So we are learning how to be master creators. At least that's one way of looking at it. And if we do look at it that way, we can see that whatever is happening in our lives is just an interpretation of our frequency within. So, for instance, if we have a frequency that is giving away our joy and life force, then we might ask God or universe, why am I so tired? Why am I so depressed? And then God, universe, matrix has to give an answer, and then creates a job that is boring and depressing, depleting us. But then, just like the child, not focusing on the child, not focusing on the job that is boring, but instead focusing on changing our frequency, or we can do like I did in the train carriage, focus on the grid work around the situation and blessing that, see what happens. And by doing that, you also change your frequency in your heart. Otherwise, you can't bless. I actually think this works. So, I have been talking about our bodies and how to become friends with them in prior videos. So, my body is my buddy, but not only that, my matrix is my mate. It's my creation, my companion. The matrix is the mate that reflects and does exactly what you tell them. You just have to let them know what you want and you will have it. But first you need to know how to speak to them. And so we might do a little exercise on that topic now. Our hearts are the interface. We can look at our hearts as the interface between this reality and our soul consciousness. So here in our hearts is the space where we can merge with a greater part of ourselves. And so it is from this space that we talk to our mate. This means it is not so much about freeing ourselves from the matrix, but rather transforming it, transforming the matrix with our own frequencies. So let us bless our mates into glittery stardust, and bless our bodies into shimmering vessels of pure consciousness. So maybe a little song to help along the way to reach our interface in between worlds. So let's see what tune could help us reach our interface and thereby blessing the matrix, our mate around us, into creating a fulfilling experience for us. So this song can help us to reach into our heart space, our interface between the worlds. And so as we are there now, helped by these frequencies, we can start adjusting or molding the matrix around us to become whatever you wish it to become. You can just let your wish come true, and I will try to find a tune that will support each and every one of you who is watching, to from this space adjust the matrix and fulfilling your wish. Helping your wish to come true. Be within your heart. So there, in the end of this music, there was like the grounding. First, it was like I would say it's like I got the feeling that our all our wishes from each and every one, me including, and all of you watching this, it's much about freedom, isn't it? Whatever freedom means for us, in each and every one. That can differ, of course, but it's like the song was about freedom, freedom to create whatever you wish. So that, I mean, that makes it, of course, universal. And so, and then in the end, the music was like stabilizing, grounding it into this reality, whatever it is that you would wish would come true. Yeah, maybe that works. Uh, Experiment and see what happens. Experiment in the world around you. Experiment on at your workplace, on the bus, on the train. See what happens when you bless the matrix around you. And as we do so, the matrix will change for everybody. Wow, what is that? Okay, yeah, fireworks, of course. Many, many, many blessings to each and every one of you. And see you in the next video. I will try to have it out next week as I usually have on Sundays. Okay, bye for now.